Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you, and today I'm talking about Spiral from the Book of Saw, released earlier this month, directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed several of the original Saw sequels, including 2 and 3, the only good ones, or at least the best ones, as far as sequels of that series. Anyhow, this movie also stars Chris Rock, Matt Mingala, Marisol Nichols, and the legendary Samuel L. Jackson. The whole setup here is about a decade or so after the death of Jigsaw. Another copycat killer pops up and starts targeting crooked cops. And that's about it. That's the story. The movie, I liked how it was kept to the tradition of the untitled city. We never know exactly what city this is. I've always liked that about the Saw movies. I also really liked how it kind of kept that burnt out, sweaty kind of feel. It's almost as if like none of the ACs or fans in the city of Saw really seem to work the way they should. At least not the ones. At least the ones that keep people cool. Not the ones that are supposed to chop people up. They work fine. And I really enjoyed this movie. I gotta say, I think it is genuinely the best Saw film since the original. And I really adore that original movie. I don't know if I've gotten a chance to really praise that movie too much on my channel. I know I praise James Wan any chance I get. But I really think the original Saw movie was something, they had an idea, they had confidence, and they had a little bit of money. And my goodness, did they make the most of it. But I just really think that this movie was really fun. It was a fresh pump of blood. I liked how the story is told linear. It's I believe the first Saw film to not have multiple stories cutting back and forth between or flashback sequences. I really like that. I like how this movie made a point to stand apart as its own film, but be faithful to the series, and also doesn't negate any of the other previous sequels too, which is also to its benefit. So I gotta say, overall, I do think. Chris Rock is such a natural comedian. It took me the first 30 minutes of the movie just to stop laughing at every fucking word that came out of his mouth. But I eventually warmed up to his performance in this. He doesn't ruin it, and I do think the ending is just painfully obvious. The reveal, you know who Jigsaw is going to be 10 minutes into the film. But I do think this was great. I had an absolute blast, and despite this being the 9th movie, I once again walk out of Saw wanting more. So praise him. I'm going to give it, 5 stars. And before I continue, I want to officially apologize for my 4-star review for Army of the Dead. It's not a movie I absolutely hate, but it was like, I originally reviewed it right after I watched it. It's like, my brain hadn't even turned back on yet. It was, that movie was pretty fun. It was alright. It's a good time. It's what it promised. And then, by the next day, that movie had a lot of really really easily avoidable and undeniable problems about it. And then by the third day, I was like, that movie kind of sucked. It's still kind of fun, but it kind of sucked. Anyhow, and I also, what happened to the theatrical release for that movie? I thought it was supposed to come out in theaters. I know select theaters, but still in theaters. Before it got the Netflix release, and I can't find any box office history about it. I don't know if it's just not available on certain sites yet, or if it hasn't been tallied up or released by Warner Brothers yet, or if Warner Brothers or Netflix that is, or I'm so used to Snyder working with Warner, or if Netflix just got cold feet about the theatrical release. Anyhow, I loved Spiral. I thought it was absolutely great, and while it's nothing phenomenal, it's a Saw movie. Saw is really, they're cool, but they're also an acquired taste. If you don't really enjoy gore, or if you don't enjoy kind of like trap things like this, and that's another thing. I thought the traps in this movie are really cool. How they leaned more into brutality instead of over complicated engineering. You know what I mean? Anyhow, I rambled on a little bit in this one, but I definitely gotta say I definitely recommend you see Spiral. It's a very, very fun movie, and yeah, man, I had a blast. I'm gonna watch it again. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to. I don't give a fuck. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.